Hello, friends. Thank you for joining us today. We do have some wonderful candidates here with us today, and we wanted to make sure that you got to know each and every one of them. We all know that we're going to be voting for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in November, but we want to make sure that you're voting all the way up and down the ballot. We have some phenomenal candidates, and they really need your support. We've got a great fighting chance here in Seminole, and we are likely to sweep, but we can't do it without you. So we really need your help to get all of these wonderful Democrats elected up and down the ballot. Election day, as you all know, is November 3rd. And we also have early voting here in Seminole County from October 19th until November 1st. So if you're looking for more information, if you're looking for our full voter guide, you can check us out online at SemDems.com. Our voter guide and some amendment information is on SemDems.com/vote. So be sure to check that out and check out our full voter guide to learn more about these wonderful candidates, as well as our amendments that are going to be on the ballot this year. So first off, we are going to start off with Jocelyn Williamson. So Jocelyn is running for the Oviedo City Council, Group 3, and she has been a longtime community activist and advocate, and she is just an all-around wonderful person. She really does bring people together. So without further ado, Jocelyn, please feel free to go right ahead.
Thank you, Brittany. That's very kind. As Brittany said, I'm running for Oviedo City Council, and I am super grateful to have the endorsements of the Young Seminole Democrats and the Seminole Democrats. In the past several months, I've had some time to think about what really matters and what I can do to make our world a little bit better from where I live in Oviedo. And as cheesy as that sounds, that's really why we're here today and why it seems we're Zooming about every other day for some important cause. And, there's only so much we can do individually and with the groups we support. But this was something I thought was doable for me and my family. And I would truly appreciate your support with my campaign. Now, particularly in Oviedo, there are many perspectives, demographically and politically, which haven't yet had a voice in city politics. I want to empower those people by advocating for them from the dais and behalf of the city. In particular, I want Oviedo to lead the way as the first city in Seminole County to ensure protections for the LGBTQ community through a human rights ordinance. As Ruth Bader Ginsburg said, real change, enduring change, happens one step at a time. I want to see Oviedo start taking some of those steps that she was referring to. When it comes to development and growth, since Oviedo is the last suburb there is before the important rural boundary in Seminole, we have to be squarely focused on smart growth, as well as incentivizing sustainable practices for residents and business owners. What is important to me as we set policy and the plan for the future is that we adopt solutions rooted in reason, science, and the best available data. If you haven't already, please have a look at my website and social media presence. You can find me at Jocelyn for Oviedo, and I hope to see you all out there campaigning this election season. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Jocelyn. And be sure to check her out. If you have friends or family members in Oviedo, please be sure to let them know about Jocelyn and how amazing she is. We're so excited to have such a wonderful candidate in Oviedo this year. Next up, we do have James Mitchell. James has been a longtime precinct captain. He's been very involved in the SemDems, and he is running for Winter Springs District 3. So James, if you would like to introduce yourself to the voters.
Yes, I'd be glad to. My name is Jim Mitchell. You can call me James. I'll appear on the ballot that way. And I'm currently running for Winter Springs City Commission. And at this point, I'd like to talk a little bit about my values. I've had some health issues recently, which has put a little dent in the beginning of my campaign here, but I hope to get past that. And I'm eager for any help that people have, because we all know in terms of Winter Springs, it is going to be somewhat of a challenge. But I am going to do my very best in this and try to bring about some change. Much of what the City Commission has said, well, on behalf of the people. Well, if you look around our community and you see the developments going on, you understand that that's not exactly how things are going. And my first and foremost priority here is to preserve green space within Winter Springs and to try to get some managed growth, because at this point, that is not what is going on. And in terms of zoning and planning being more centered around people from industry rather than the community, this is a problem. And if we don't start working on it now and showing that we're interested in our environment, it's only going to get worse. And I wanted to take a minute, a shout out to Patricia Sigmund, because one of the things I'm very concerned about is I understand that the only way to make community work is to invest in the community. And in this point, buying up public lands as part of what the state does, that of course we know our political opponents have gutted the Florida Forever Act and taken away that ability to plan and to sustain local communities. So that's amongst my first priorities. My other priorities are to make sure that we have a good tax base. School resource officers in the school, they were taking out, which I don't understand that particular one, and try to hold accountable. I'm running in District 3 and trying to hold the city commission accountable and try to actually work on behalf of citizens, because in my opinion, that quite frankly hasn't happened. And I enjoy running. I'm looking forward to it, and I need your support because, guys, this commission has been running basically unopposed. The Democrats have not had anybody in here. We haven't tried to push our values or our approach, and there are Democrats within this community. And I will continue to reach out to you, and I am looking forward to your support. You can reach me through the SemDems. My email is jcqnmitch61@gmail, and looking forward to hearing from some of you. And we're going to start to try to work on this.
Great. Thank you so much, James. We really appreciate it. We know that there are so many Democrats who are not being represented, so we really appreciate that you're running in Winter Springs. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much. If you want to go ahead and turn off your video, do that. And we do have 2 city commission candidates that we are supporting who are not on tonight. We are supporting Chad Albritton in Castleberry. So if you have friends that live in Castleberry, please be sure to let them know about Chad. He's just a phenomenal candidate, and we're so excited about that. We also have Omar Sadek running in Lake Mary for seat 1. He is a very young person interested in political science. He has been working hard, and he wanted to be the change in his community. So we are so excited that he is running in Lake Mary as well. So again, tell your friends and family about Omar that live in Lake Mary. Be sure to do that. Next up, we do have Miss Jennifer Webb. Jennifer has also been a longtime volunteer. I love that so many of our longtime volunteers are running for office. And Jennifer is running for Soil and Water Conservation Group 2. So Jennifer, if you want to go ahead and turn on your video and your mic, you can. And she is just a phenomenal person, a phenomenal mother, and we are so excited to have her running. Jennifer?
Thank you so much, Brittany. Yes, and I'm running because over the past several years, the quality of the environment in our county has decreased. I've seen it in my own neighborhood near Palm Valley, where it has been overdeveloped, and we regularly see issues with the quality of our water and the mismanagement of our water drainage systems. And there's a movement statewide to remove soil and water district boards because people just don't understand their use. And it's easy to see why. We have the need for soil and water districts to be this county resource for environmental protection. Right now, the federal government, as well as the state government, is pushing back environmental standards and controls, which means that it falls upon local governments to take up the responsibilities to protect our waterways and soil quality. It also means that we need to help ensure that everyone in Seminole County has clean water to drink and effective water management systems to ensure that we prevent the flooding that has been happening in our communities on a regular basis. The Soil and Water District can also help communities understand natural resource laws, especially for those people who live in HOAs where planting and water restrictions are not conducive to effective soil management. My experience with groups such as the Seminole County Public Schools Business Advisory Board, the Thousand Friends of Florida, and the Oviedo Public Arts Committee can help make the Soil and Water District a more viable entity within the county, which has been severely lacking over the past several years. My experience as an architect working with several design and engineering professionals throughout the region can help bring that expertise to help people understand how sprawl will impact our environment. So it's essential that we preserve nature and prevent sprawl. If you want to help, you can reach me directly at jen@genweb.org. That's 1N, 2 B's, or call 888-GEN-WEB. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much, Jennifer. And again, that's Gen Web, 1N, 2 B's. I like it. That's a good way to remember it. For the city commission candidates, and I believe for Jennifer too, just a quick reminder, not all of these candidates are going to have a D next to their name on the ballot, but these are the candidates that we are supporting in those nonpartisan races. So for example, for the city commission, they're not going to say whether they're a Democrat or Republican. So we as the party, the Seminole County Democratic Party, we are supporting these candidates because we know that they have our values at heart. And so we're looking forward to getting them elected come November. Next up, we do have Miss Katrina Shaddix. Many of you know her have known her for being the Bear Warriors Bear Mama. Katrina, if you want to go ahead and turn on your camera and audio, awesome. So many of you know her from protecting the bears and supporting our natural lands. But now she's running for County Commission District 1 in Seminole County. Katrina?
Thank you. As Brittany said, my name is Katrina Shaddix. I'm running for Seminole County Commission. My family moved to Seminole County, Chileota specifically, in 1940, making me a second-generation Seminole County native, and my wonderful son, Dane, a third-generation Seminole County native. My mother was born in the Sanford Hospital in 1947, which happens to be the same building where the Seminole County Commission meetings take place right now. So that'd kind of be a nice little full circle thing to happen if I got elected. I attended, taught, and volunteered at Seminole County Public Schools. My son attended K through 12 in Seminole and is now 22 and works full-time at Oviedo's Rock and Brews, where he started a recycling program, which I'm very proud of him for doing that. Dane also attends college full-time at Seminole State, received his first degree in May, will receive his second degree in December, and then transfer to UCF for engineering. So we're staying in the area till we die. I also attended and received my degree from Seminole State College, and I graduated with honors. And as the executive director for a nonprofit organization, I have been a community leader and a very effective advocate for the environment, wildlife, children, students, and citizens for many, many years. This year, my very first state legislative bill passed through the House and the Senate unanimously and was signed into law by the governor in July. My bear poaching bill now increases the fines and penalties for killing Florida black bears. And while fighting for the lives of wildlife, I also fight for their homes, wildlife habitat, which are the actual green spaces in the forest from which Seminole County derived its motto, Florida's natural choice. Well, for 20 years, what we've seen is Seminole has been Florida's developer choice. And I'm running for Seminole County Commission to stop that, to stop the urban sprawl, the environmental destruction, the status quo politics, the career politicians, and the shady backroom deals. I'm Katrina Shaddix, AKA Mama Bear. I refuse developer campaign donations, and I would love your vote. Thank you very much, Brittany.
Thank you so much, Katrina. We appreciate it, and we're excited that you're running. For those of you that don't know, Katrina actually ran in 2018, and we went to, like, what was it, a double recount for your—
Yeah, I went to a hand recount. It was less than 0.25%. I ended up losing by about 412, and that is when there were about 10,000 less Democrats. So if we do the numbers, we're looking pretty good. Everyone down ballot is looking really good this year. I'm super excited.
Yes, so this year we're gonna get you in. We're gonna make it happen. We know we need someone like you on the county commission. So thanks so much, Katrina.
Thank you.
Next up, we do have Kimberly Buchheit. Kim has been a long-time activist, and she now lives in Seminole County, and we are so excited to have her, and so excited to have her running for County Commission. Kim is running for County Commission District 3. So Kim, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. I'm Kim Buchheit. I'm running for Seminole County Commission District 3. The trick to pronouncing my last name is to think of a little ghost saying boo flying a kite. To keep it simple, my website is kimforseminole.com. Just remember to vote for me when you see my name. In the mid-1980s, I found a job in Altamont Springs and got my first apartment on Wymore Road. I was a swimmer, and clean, fresh water was my reason for coming to Florida after college. Being close to Wekiva Springs State Park was heaven after growing up in Buffalo, New York with those winters. Fast forward 35 years and clean water is much more difficult to find. On my own time and my own dime, I have tried to get results as a community advocate for environmental issues, but I've learned that the deck is stacked against us. That is ultimately what motivated me to stand up for Seminole County and run for office. I've had a successful career in the land surveying business that I built from scratch. I created jobs, managed people and projects, and survived some tough economic cycles. Central Florida has been good to me, and to pay it forward, I bring my unique skill set to work for the people of Seminole County who are tired of the good old boy system. I believe in transparent, trustworthy leadership that places people over politics. Right now, we must prioritize protecting health and safety with compassionate attention to the community's needs. Decisions must be made for the public interest, not special interest. I have the courage to constrain unchecked growth to protect our county for the many rather than exploiting it for the few. I will work hard to support local business, nurture our community, and conserve natural resources. In financial matters, I always apply a practical, proven approach. The people of Seminole County deserve responsive representation. It is time to elect a well-qualified professional with a sense of decency that is worthy of your respect. Together, let's stand up for Seminole County. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kim, and thank you for your years of activism. We appreciate it. You want to go ahead and turn off your video? We'll appreciate it. And we do have a special guest popping in. We have Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy, our Congresswoman here for Congressional District 7. Welcome, Congresswoman.
Thanks so much, and good evening, SemDems. I'm Stephanie Murphy, and I'm just so proud to be your voice in our nation's capital. And I know that I wouldn't be in Congress fighting for you if it weren't for SemDems. And I'm going to apologize in advance. I think they just called votes, and we are trying to make sure that we don't shut down the government. So I'm going to try to make this quick.
Your video's off, Congresswoman. Sorry to interrupt. I think your video popped off. There we go. Perfect.
Okay. I'm going to try to make this quick and then scoot off to votes. And sorry about the connection. It's one of those days. But you know, I know that I wouldn't be here in Congress if it weren't for you all. When I first ran in 2016, almost no one thought I could win. I had a 6% name ID, and I'm convinced it's just because everybody knows Murphy, but the SemDems believed in me. And 4 months after I announced my candidacy, we defeated a 24-year Republican incumbent and sent shockwaves around the country with this race. Since then, we've really been trying to build on that momentum. I'm so proud of everything we've accomplished together. And a special shout out to our fantastic chairwoman, Brittany, and the entire SemDems leadership team, and all of your passionate volunteers. Let's be honest, we're all doing this right now because of the passion in our hearts. And some days that passion feels like desperation, but we need to have a say in the future of this country. And you all have been doing the hard work to get us where we are today. And we've made some incredible progress, but we have so much work ahead of us. And you have my pledge to stand shoulder to shoulder with you in this fight. You know, I'm incredibly lucky and grateful to call America my home. It's why I consider myself a patriot and not a politician. And I get that sounds odd. It may be trite given that I'm in my 4th year here in Washington in Congress. But most of you know my story of escaping communist Vietnam and coming to the United States as an immigrant and a refugee. So I really owe this country a huge debt of gratitude. And in my first 4 years in Congress, I've really built a strong record of putting people over politics and getting things done. And I'm proud that I've been consistently rated one of the most independent and effective members of Congress. I took on the corporate gun lobby and led the fight to fund gun violence research for the first time in 3 decades. I voted to get dark money out of politics and to protect our healthcare. I put climate change front and center because we who live here in Florida understand that it affects our lives and our livelihoods. And I've also stood up to Big Pharma so that we could pass historic reforms to lower the cost of prescription drugs. And, you know, I've tried to hold the Trump administration accountable when they've attacked women, immigrants, and basic science and facts during a pandemic. And I've worked to bring home millions of dollars to help with housing, homelessness, and infrastructure in Central Florida, not to mention securing critical dollars to help our community try to get through this crisis. And throughout it all, you all have been my guiding light. I've learned that when you represent a district like Florida's 7th Congressional District, it's hard. Believe me, it's hard. We're evenly split among Democrats, Republicans, and independents. And so you've really got to listen to people. And that's why I've held nearly 400 public events since taking office, including town halls, coffees with your congresswoman, listening sessions, roundtables, and a series of virtual events since the COVID crisis. But I'm deeply concerned about the future of this nation and helping this country through this public health crisis as well as economic crisis. I'm running again this year to focus on jobs, security, and opportunity. And no matter what crisis this country faces, I hope you know that I'll always put you, your family, your future, my district over any type of political partisan games. So SemDems, I'm asking you to join me in this fight, and I would be so incredibly honored to have your vote for another term as your congresswoman. If you'd like to get involved with our campaign, please visit stephaniemurphyforcongress.com to learn more. And thank you and good night.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman. We really appreciate you taking the time and squeezing us into your very busy schedule. So thank you so much, and thank you for all of your continued support. We really appreciate all the work you've done trying to get all of our wonderful candidates up and down the ballot elected.
Of course, thanks so much for having me. And I'm sorry we're having technical difficulties. It's been a little bit of a chaotic day as we try to make sure the government doesn't shut down. But
Yes.
I hope you all have a great event. Thanks for squeezing me in, and look forward to speaking to you all soon.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Awesome. Okay, great. No, thank you guys. Yeah. So that was the Congresswoman. We do have several more candidates, so stay tuned. Next up, we are going to have Miss Deborah Pulalian. Deborah is running for Supervisor of Elections, and I'm going to let her tell her story. But she's been an advocate for access to voting. So we're gonna have Deborah explain a little bit more about why she would be the best Supervisor of Elections ever. So Deborah?
Thank you so much, Brittany. So my name is Deborah Pulalian. I am running for Seminole County Supervisor of Elections, and my top priority is to make sure every citizen in Seminole County has maximum access to voting, every single one. So as your Supervisor of Elections, I will make sure that we have early voting at Seminole State College, as you can see over my shoulder. This is what propelled me into this race because it makes sense. We want young people to start a lifetime habit of voting. I would like us to have, we will have prepaid postage for mail ballots. We need that now more than ever. 2 stamps should not stand in the way of voting safely. We need equal access to information in Spanish and English in Seminole County. That's on the website, that's on the phone, and that's in our printed materials. There are more things we can do for COVID safety at the polls, including asking poll workers about their health before we let them come to the polls. Currently, that's not done, and some other things. And a user-friendly website. Our website is very difficult to navigate. Most of the information is buried in an FAQ under the About section. It's 15 pages long. That's not how other websites work, and that's not how our website should work. This is our customer-facing point of information for voters. It needs to be the best for Seminole County. So I am a data analyst. I work at the Institute of Internal Auditors in Lake Mary, Florida. I have a master's degree in mass communication. I've been in Seminole County nearly 30 years. I have 2 sons who I raised here, and they have both graduated from the University of Florida, as did I. Just a few brief things about the person I'm running against. Mr. Chris Anderson was appointed to the office in January 2019 by Governor Ron DeSantis. He said in a recent article, like 2 days ago, quote, "I'd never really heard about this position until the governor appointed me," unquote. His previous job was Chief Investigations Officer for Joel Greenberg, our former Seminole County tax collector, who is now under federal investigation for misusing his office as the tax collector and a lot of other illegal activity. In the 18 months Anderson has been in office, he has maintained the status quo and done some very interesting things. He immediately rehired the previous Supervisor of Elections for 3 months as a consultant for $5,000 a month. He promotes his name extensively through his position as Supervisor of Elections. Just take a look around the polls when you are there. You will see it everywhere, including in the voting booth. He, instead of using Seminole State College for early voting, he chose the Old Party City Store. So I am running for Supervisor of Elections as a prepared and qualified professional. I will be fiscally responsible and ensure that taxpayer dollars are used effectively. Please honor me with your vote. Please look at my website at www.deb4elections.com. And remember, your vote is your power. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Deb. And it is so vital to have a wonderful Supervisor of Elections. So we are really looking forward to getting you in.
Thank you.
I know your opponent, we've butted heads a few times. So we really do appreciate all that you're doing and all the work that you're doing to make sure that, that our votes count and that our voices are heard. So thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we do have, oh, actually, I apologize. We have Christina Renteria. Christina, if you can turn on your video and unmute. And Christina, for those of you that don't know, Christina is the chair, the president of our Seminole County Democratic Hispanic Caucus, and she is also running for Clerk of the Court and Comptroller. So Christina, welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Christina Renteria, and I'm running for Seminole County Clerk of Court and Comptroller. I've been here in Florida 35 years, and I've been a Florida Certified Public Accountant for 25 years. You know, I'm running to promote transparency here in Seminole County. I believe that we should have seminars to inform people about legal matters here in Seminole County, especially now with COVID-19. We need to let people know about programs such as loan modifications and eviction diversion programs that will help both the tenant and the landlord. And we need all of these to help people to keep their homes. My campaign is based on transparency, integrity, service to our Seminole County community, and accountability. So please just volunteer for our campaign. Go to my website, www.christinaforseminole.com. And don't forget to vote for me November 3rd. Thank you. Bye.
Great. Thank you so much, Christina. And I believe you would be the first Hispanic woman to hold this position as well, correct?
That's correct. Yes. Thank you.
No, we're very excited. We're all about breaking the glass ceilings here. So we're very excited about that. Thank you so much. Next up, we are going to go to Mr. Pernell Bush. We have Pernell here, who is running for County Commission, District 5. And Pernell has been such an advocate within the community. We really appreciate all that he's done, as well as his service to our country. So Pernell, if you'd like to turn on your video, we'd be happy to hear from you.
Hi, everyone. I do apologize for my tardiness. I had phone issues and I had to go get a brand new phone. But I'm just happy to be here with you all. My name is Pernell Bush. I'm running for Seminole County Commission, District 5. I'm someone who wants to bring back servant leadership to you all. I'm running on what we call the Truth Platform, TRUTH, bringing back transparency to Board of County Commission, protecting the rural quality of life, uniform enhancement, talking about our public service and our first responders and our teachers and our public works, transformation of small businesses, and housing affordability. I feel as if I have the capabilities and the skill set to get things done in Seminole County for that division of our citizens. And that's, once again, the most important role that we play as County Commission, to remember that our citizens are the top of our organizational chart. They are the ones that we should be working for. And I want to be that individual that you know you can come and speak with me, and you have a representative that is here to represent you and not look down upon you. But I kind of wanted to address something with you all in a very transparent moment. There was an article that was written on me this past Friday, and I want to let you all know in that moment, it was a very deeply personal moment that was taking place in my family. But at the end of the day, I am very accountable. I'm someone that learns from my discretion and my mistakes. And I want to let you all know that I will be your best representative. I'm someone who has empathy and understands that we all go through human moments. But I do apologize if I brought any shame to the party or to those who are supporting me. But I just want to let you all know that I am going to still be pushing forward. And I hope that you all will continue to push for Bush so we can bring home this victory on November 3rd. Thank you all.
Great. Thank you so much, Pernell. If you haven't met Pernell in person, he is just one of the most charismatic people that you will ever meet. And Pernell, we're with you 100% of the way. We're super excited to have you, to get to elect you to our county commission. So we're very excited about that.
Let's make it happen.
Thank you. So again, we have three wonderful candidates for county commission, and then we'll get back to our other ones. So just a quick reminder, we have Katrina Shaddix running for County Commission District 1, Kimberly Boo Kite, running for County Commission District 3, and Pernell Bush running for County Commission District 5. And you really couldn't find better servants for our community. So we are so excited that they are running for office, that they really want to serve the community and make change for the better here in Seminole. So with that, we're actually going to switch over to Lynn Moira Dichter, who for many needs no introduction. Moira was on the radio for several decades, I believe.
That's true.
She is a well-known voice and a well-known advocate for equality and justice in the Central Florida area. So without further ado, Moira.
Well, thank you very much, Brittany. What is the most impressive is the common theme here. This is a deep bench, and for the first time in my 35 years in Seminole County, we have people on the ballot, up and down the ballot, and we are getting national attention in Seminole County because this has now become a swing county, and we are making a difference, one vote at a time, one candidate at a time. And I would like to introduce myself to you properly. My name is Lynn Moira Dichter. I am running for Seminole County Tax Collector. I'm part of that deep bench, and I would like to be one of those foundational constitutional officers that Seminole County so desperately needs. Running for tax collector the last year has been, well, a wild ride. because of the previous incumbent and even the one before that for 28 years. As a former journalist, I have observed, watched, and covered the complete fleecing of the taxpayers, the hardworking families and small business owners of Central Florida, specifically of Seminole County. So as a wife, as a mother, I have been here a long time. My children went to Millennium Middle School and Seminole High School, and we are firmly rooted in Seminole County. I've always been the one to brag about Seminole County up and down the line. So after 3+ decades of corruption and no bid sweetheart deal contracts and $3.5 million to family and friends, Seminole County has stood up and said, it is time for a change. And you will hear this theme in every candidate's pitch to you tonight. When they say we need your help, they are right. But I'll tell you how I know this is going to happen, and it's going to happen this November, because of the groundswell of support that we have seen just in the tax collectors race. And by that I mean thousands of donors, thousands of postcards, thousands of robocalls and regular phone banking calls. All of these things show that people in this county are hungry for a change, and they're hungry for the 3 watchwords of my particular campaign: transparency, ethics, and accessibility. I have called for the last 11 months for a complete audit of the tax collector's office, because there is so much waste and corruption and graft and nonsense in that budget. I've gone over the last 4 budgets, and I can tell you for sure there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars in waste. Also, I want to put the budget online so you can see in an effort of transparency. I also want to make sure that everyone is safe and has access to the office, whether you have high-speed internet or whether you're making an appointment and walking in off the street. I want everyone to be safe with masks during the pandemic, certainly, and I want everyone to have equal access across Seminole County. So whatever corner of Seminole County you are from, I would like you to, thank you for your support for the last 11 months. It has been an exciting journey and a wild ride. I would like you, if you would like to help us in any section of the campaign, your part is very needed. Please go to Moira2020.com, drop me an email, and let me know what part of this campaign you want to be a part of, because we're working harder than ever to bring a change to Seminole County. Thanks.
Great, thank you so much, Moira. Again, she is on the ballot as Lynn Moira Dichter for tax collector. And I love your circular sign in the background. I've been seeing those all around the county.
There we go. Thank you. Thanks for noticing. Thanks for your support, Brittany. Thank you.
Yes. So many of you probably recognize her voice, but we are so excited that she is running as a Democrat on the ballot. And she would also, I believe, be the first woman for tax collector in Seminole County. Is that correct?
In the history of Seminole County.
The history of Seminole County, since we were created, since we were broken up and formed,
yep. That's right.
the previous county, I guess, we would have the first female tax collector in Lynn Moira Dichter. So we are so excited. We have such wonderful candidates, and to echo what Moira said, we are just so excited, and we have to get every single one of them elected this year, and we have the opportunity to do it. Next up, I'm going to introduce 3 ladies in a row who are phenomenal candidates, and they are going to sweep the Florida House. So we're going to start off with Miss Pasha Baker. For those of you that don't know Pasha already, you should know Pasha. She's going to tell you a little bit more about her background and why she's running. But Pasha also runs a groundbreaking campaign. So Pasha, if you want to explain a little bit, we'll dive right in.
Thank you so much, and good evening, SemDems. My name is Pasha Baker, and I am your Democratic nominee for State House District 28. That covers the northeastern portion of Seminole County. You're going to take half of Sanford, the historic district, Georgetown, take that all the way down to our rural areas, Midway, Geneva, Chiliota, and over to one of our newest cities in the county, which is Winter Springs, as well as one of our historic cities, Oviedo, little portions of Castleberry and Longwood. So quite a gerrymandered district. district and quite a large district. I'm a third-generation resident here of Seminole County, a graduate of Seminole County Public Schools, as well as I went on to the University of South Florida and graduated from there, as well as taking executive classes at the Yale University. From there, I went on to lead many projects and mergers and acquisitions at the largest banking institution in the world currently, which is JP Morgan Chase, as well as one of the largest telecommunications businesses in the world, which is Verizon. From there, I led many companies and as an entrepreneur and lead my family's nonprofit, which I took those experiences, brought them back to the district, and now serving all of the district in my family's nonprofit and making sure that we all teach and know our history, because we see every day how history has repeated itself. I'm a fighter for small businesses. My grandfather was one of the first state Black contractors in the state of Florida and helped to build the very district and county that I live in today. So I'm going to be a fighter and staunch supporter because I do believe and wholeheartedly believe that small businesses are the backbone of our community, as well as they're the ones that gave my family its lifeblood as well. I'm a fighter for our environment. I'm going to protect and uphold the rules of the rural boundary, but also make sure that we enforce our laws, because this is a campaign and an election about trust. Once that rural boundary is gone, it is gone forever. Once our clean water is gone, it is gone forever. Those are resources we cannot get back. Some of my fondest memories are walking down the St. Johns River with my grandmother when I was a child, and I wish that for future generations. One of my biggest, I'm a fight for healthcare in the State House and on the floor, because a few years ago, my father passed away of stage 4 bone and lung cancer. That means a piece of his bone broke each and every day. So I know what it feels like to grieve a loved one and receive $250,000 bill from in a hospital. We had 2 hospitals within this district that went to overcapacity just a few months ago with the COVID-19 spikes here in the state of Florida, in this district. So I want to do everything possible to make sure our citizens are healthy, but they have access to quality and affordable health care. My name is Pasha Baker. This campaign is about trust. This campaign is more than about rights or wrongs and more than about parties. This campaign is going to be for people that were underserved. They have been underserved since the beginning of Seminole County. We're fighting for the workers. We're fighting for the benefits. One of my mottos and one of my biggest people that I look up to as a role model is Mr. Robert Kennedy. We don't fix it from the top down. We fix it from the bottom up and help those that need help, as well as giving support to all of our small businesses and our working class citizens, each and every one of them, and not just the top 1% of corporations in the state of Florida. My name is Pasha Baker. You can visit me on my website at pashabaker.com, as well as all of my social media, Pasha for Florida. Thank you. Y'all be safe and stay blessed. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Pasha. And Pasha would be the first woman to hold this seat and the first person to hold this seat. So
not just the seat, but as well as Seminole County. In the history,
Seminole
yes.
County. So Pasha's campaign is making history in Seminole County. So thank you so much, Pasha. We appreciate you. We're so glad.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we do have Miss Tracy Kagan. She's also sort of a household name on the Lake Mary side of town. Tracy Kagan ran for office for House District 29, Florida House District 29, in 2018, and she got within just 1% of winning that seat from the incumbent. And now she's back and she's ready to go. So Tracy, Take it away.
I know maybe it's a little dark. Can you see me? Is it good? Okay. Hi, everyone. Tracy Kagan here. Yes, a little bio for those that don't know me. I'm a single mother. I've got 3 delicious daughters, a mother who's 86 who lives around the corner. I'm a criminal defense attorney for 30 years and a small business owner. And I've lived here in Seminole County for 23 years. And for the 23 years that I've lived here, we have had a series of the same representatives. We've had men running our district, all men. There are about 6 of us women that would break the glass ceiling here. So that's a very exciting concept right now on the heels of RGB. So now, RBG. So here's the other part of the equation. Why am I running? I'm running because we have failed leadership in Tallahassee. I'm running because our leaders have let us down. On each and every element, they have let us down. With regard to healthcare, they have let us down. They have not expanded Medicaid. As a matter of fact, my opponent was leading the constitutional amendment to get rid of affordable healthcare. So we have healthcare and pre-existing issues on the line, even in light of this pandemic. We have public education on the line. They have stripped away public education with vouchers and taken so much money out of public education and given it to charter schools that have no oversight or accountability. And then there's the environment. My opponent has voted against protecting the rural boundary. You know, interestingly enough, my opponent has taken thousands and thousands of dollars for his campaign from corporate donors. He's got about 200 corporate donors, and those are the people that donated to his campaign. My campaign is powered by people like you and I, working families, people that are just trying to take care of our families in this pandemic and to deal with what's going on in our environment, to deal with the unemployment, to deal with getting through the portal. I've helped so many people in my district, and my opponent has been clearly absent. In fact, he was an architect of the unemployment law created in 2011 with Rick Scott. He has repeatedly voted against the economy. He has supported corporate growth, and in fact was part of the legislature that gave back $543 million to corporations and nothing to us. He has not been around. He's not held one town hall. He's not attended one school board meeting, and he's not had any instructional Zooms on how to navigate unemployment or do any wellness checks on the people in his district. So I'm running because we don't have leadership for the people. You know, part of being a leader is listening. It's not speaking, it's actually listening to the people that are voting for you. And part of being a good leader is being a public servant to do service to the people, for the people, not for the corporations. And so every morning when I get up, in my heart and soul, especially now when I feel the news is so negative, I spin it on a dime and I say, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there for the people in Seminole County. I'm going to get there to make good law and represent the people here and protect them. I'm going to help small business. I'm going to grow and protect our environment. I'm going to protect our teachers with livable wages and protect our unions. I'm going to protect our working families, and I'm going to protect public education. It is so important, so important. And of course, expand Medicaid. You know, I pay $1,100 a month for a health plan, and my mother pays $900 a month for her prescription drugs. It's awful. It's terrible. This is the richest country in the world, and yet we're almost bankrupt. So I'm there. I'm here. I am listening. I'm accessible. I give out my cell phone. It's 407-538-8885. I am the easiest person to talk to and reach out to. Call me, text me, go to my website, Kagan for Florida, email me at tracykagan@yahoo. I want to be there for you. And you know, I have the skill set necessary to go to Tallahassee. I was trained in the law and I know how to negotiate and reach across the table. I like what Pasha said. It's not about divisiveness. It's not about what team you're on, whether you're on the red team or the blue team. It's not about what team you're on. It's about helping people. And that's why one goes into public service. I'm Tracy Kagan. Vote for me this November 3rd, District 29.
Thank you so much, Tracy. And for those of you that don't know Tracy, she's a fighter. She's going to get it done, and she's the kind of fighter that we need in Tallahassee. So thank you, Tracy.
Thank you. Sorry for those interruptions. Do they pan out or pan?
Yeah, I think you're good. Don't worry.
Okay, all right. Anyone have it? Oh, listen, wear your mask. I don't care what anyone says. Wear your mask. Stay safe. okay? And don't listen to the noise. Listen to your convictions and reach out to me if you need me.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
All right.
Why her slogan is "Put a mom in the house." so thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Next up, we do have the incumbent Representative Joy Goff-Marcel. And Joy, we are so excited to have you here with us. We are just so proud of all the work that you've been doing in Tallahassee. And for those of you that don't know who you, for those people who don't know who you were previously the Vice Mayor of Maitland as well. So we're just so excited, and we are ready to get you reelected.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Thank you so much for having me this evening. Yes, my name is Joy Goff-Marcel, and I proudly represent Florida House District 30. I was born and raised in this district, and my husband and I chose to raise our 3 children here. I did serve on the Maitland City Council for 2 terms, where I watched the state legislature constantly take away our local decisions. I ran for public education and investing in teachers. I ran for the environment and protecting our natural resources and our waterways. I ran for small businesses. I'm an attorney and small business owner, and my husband is also a small business owner. I ran because I want gun-sensible legislation, and I'm a Moms Demand Action candidate. Even before the pandemic, I would have voted to expand Medicaid. That was a big mistake not to vote for Medicaid. And now we're seeing it in the pandemic, how we have people who don't make enough to pay their bills and they don't have health insurance, and there's no health care, and they could get COVID-19 because they're on the front lines. So I know I need to go back and continue to fight for us. I have been open to listening, and I've been having 24 virtual town halls since the pandemic started, where my constituents can come and talk to me virtually. I'm here for them. You can find out more about my campaign at joy4fl.com. And I hope you vote to keep Joy in the House. I'm the only Democrat in the legislation, or the delegation of the legislature for Seminole County. And right now we have the possibility of bringing 4 very qualified women to Tallahassee to represent Seminole County. That is extremely exciting. And as you said, it's historic. So thank you, and please vote to keep Joy in the House.
Thank you so much, Representative Goff-Marcel. We are so grateful to have you here. And thank you again for all the work you're doing. We're ready to send Joy back to Tallahassee. So thank you all. And one of the 4 women that Joy was talking about is up next. We have Miss Patricia Sigmund. And for those of you that haven't heard of her, you're about to. This race is huge. This race is going to make national news. And we're ready to get Patricia elected. We stand behind her, and we are so excited to have someone like Patricia go to Tallahassee and represent all of Seminole County. So Patricia?
Hello, thank you for having me. I am Patricia Sigmund. I'm a mother, a small business owner, a voter protection leader, and a labor and employment lawyer. And for over 25 years here, I've been standing up and fighting for people who've been mistreated because of their age, race, sex, disability, people who've been fired as whistleblowers just for doing the right thing, people who've been sexually harassed or abused, people who haven't been paid equal pay for equal work, people fighting for their unemployment benefits, and so much more. And through it all, what I've really been doing is standing up for the people over the powerful. And that's why I'm running for Florida Senate District 9, because it is long past time our government put the people first. And that means in the workplace, in the classroom, in the hospital waiting room, in the halls of our Capitol, and in the laws we make there. And you know, for over 20 years now, our government has been locked up in one-party Republican rule. It has become a corrupt, pay-to-play playground in Tallahassee. And you know, a key player in that play-to-pay playground is my opponent, Jason Broder. And While I've been fighting for the people over the powerful, Jason, when he was in the Florida House, hurt people by putting the powerful ahead of the people and putting the people last. How did he do that? He voted against affordable health care and tried to take away the coverage for pre-existing conditions. He cut $1.3 billion from our kids' education budget. He voted 4 times against our rural boundary and voted for fracking in Florida, which threatens our precious water and aquifer. He sponsored an extreme docs and glocks law to lock up doctors in jail if they even asked a person going through a mental health crisis if they had a gun. He has hurt millions of Floridians by cruelly voting to break and gut the unemployment system. And we have all witnessed what that has done to people. And so Jason Broder also doubled his wealth while he was in office and did corrupt deals using his position as a legislature. And, you know, the news has exposed all of that already. So the bottom line is we can't trust Jason Broder in Tallahassee. And I've spent my career right here in Senate District 9 fighting for the people. Let's get together, all of us, and take the good fight to the Florida Senate and put the people first. We can win this, and it's important. If you want to know more about us or connect with our campaign, please go to patriciasigmund.com. It's our website, or follow us on social media at Sigmund for Senate. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Patricia. And for those of you that don't know, this is considered the second most flippable state Senate seat in Florida. And there are millions and millions of dollars going into this race. I am sure you've already seen some of the horrible negative mailers that have been going out. And they are complete lies, as was stated in the Orlando Sentinel on the news. So please be sure to support Patricia Sigmund. Be sure to tell your friends who are getting those horrible mailers that they are complete lies, and Jason Broder is the dirt bag behind them. So we are so excited for you, Patricia, and we are ready to send you to Tallahassee. So thank you.
Thank you all. I know that working together, we're going to make a very important change here in the state of Florida and in our area, and I'm grateful to all of you.
Great. Thank you so much. And thank you all for joining us tonight. If we could have all of our candidates hop back on for a second on their video, we would like to we'll wave goodbye to the crowd here. Awesome. I think we've almost got everybody. Christina, get your video on. We'll get it started. Just want to make sure. Yeah. And just a quick reminder, we have so many phenomenal candidates. This is why it's so important for you to vote the entire ballot. So thank you so much for being on. We do appreciate all of you. And again, if you are looking for information about these candidates or for information about our amendments, be sure to check it out at semdems.com/vote. There's lots of election information on there, and be sure to vote early. If you're not voting by mail, be sure to vote October 19th through November 1st. And then if you do happen to miss that, be sure to check it out on Election Day. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. And thank you to all of our wonderful candidates for being on. Tell your friends to vote for them and vote the whole ballot.